the risk buildup was there, and then when something did come through, because eventually Giovanna's going to hit you, it's basically like, it's similar to playing Chip and Milia. They're gonna find a hit somewhere. The question is, how much do they get out of it? God, Giovanna, she doesn't build risk like Soul, but it can be devastating if you're not prepared.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you choose not to push back against plus frames, you eventually will get that max risk, and you eventually will explode. Guaranteed. Or your money back.
Ooh, we're right into Losers Finals. No
Losers Finals. Solstice versus Dave. This is what you came to see. Mid-range pressure versus, again, the best rushdown we've seen so far.
I mean, I don't necessarily know about, Rebelthal being mid-game pressure. I've always seen Rebelthal as a little bit more of a grappler, if I do say so myself.
True.
Well,
I mean, by that same argument, I'd say Kai's a grappler, 100%.
True. Strive
Nice
showed us so many options where... Oh, nope. The sword loops continue. Not the sword back, though. Solstice will be happy about that, because... that just usually opens up a few more options. God, these PRC throw explosions into dust, not even charged. God, there's so much going on, it's so hard for you to be able to deal with it.
Not to mention that, whether you block that dust or not, you're gonna get more pressure because that sword's gonna explode either way. Either you get a combo confirm, or you get more pressure. It's also doing one good RC. It's so worth it.
So this right here will, I was about to say, that's gonna tell us how confident Solstice is if there isn't a burst, because that pressure string, although varied, oh my god, the call out.
The catch on the arrow. Sword pressure, here we go. It doesn't matter what you do, Dave. You have to hold it.
Like, how do you hold a mid overhead mix-up when you're eating sword explosion and dust? Like, how do you hold that? Oh, the cross-ups,
just be attempt
switches. This will get to the corner, but no wall splat blocked.
Attempts to super, red RC, 100-meter option. No tension left. The throw, this is where your life disappears.
I mean, you hold that, right? Because if you get burst baited, you're no burst in the next round, you're pretty much already dead.
Might as well take an even game with both players having burst instead of having you possibly not having burst.
Oh yeah.
Or even you win the round and all of a sudden
burst blocked.
You're on your back foot. Uh-oh. The mid-screen check. R slash again. I
mean, who's got a dirtier far slash is essentially what that whole sequence was.
Yeah. Most of these characters just fly with their flashes. You can't fly RC! We just taught you this lesson. Old man. You have to block.
Sword explosion is fair and balanced.
It's so balanced. You can't fly RC. Can't jump. Can't match. You gotta block.
Yeah, and just the number of ways that BRKRDAVE has tried to force Solstice to make a mistake, right?
Look at these checks too. Look at these checks!
I believe that Cat Scratch, aka stand P or 2P or jump punch, like all the punch options in which Rebelthal just kind of scratches at the air like an angry cat.
Right.
Like dirty buttons. They're all super fast. They're all very repeatable. They can all just absolutely ladder you down if you're in the air, keep you grounded to the ground. They set up for so many options where that, like, screw 6-speed. She gets so much anti-air capability that if you're playing right in front of her, that sort of upper, forehead zone,
here we go.
You're destroyed.
The health bar, speaking of destroyed, by the way.
The flex super.
Goodness gracious.
Because that super gets so little use. Like, that's great use.
Only use is to refresh swords, but even then you can use the other one to refresh swords as well, can't you?
No,
you can't. Because it requires both of them to be there if you want to get the full effect. Right.
Changes the hitbox and the damage. So,
yeah.
I mean, at that point, that was optimal way to end the combo. But look at that spacing. You just had a far slash cover your only approach out. Can't jump. Only can backdash, and the backdash timing is dangerous.
Oh, but this is on the back foot now.
Got this. Nope.
Cat scratch. Yeah.
It's so good. It's super fast.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. It just looks so effective. What the? You're kidding! Okay. If SOLSTICE confirmed that combo and BRKRDAVE wasn't able to burst, that would have been the most sad setup, but also the most impressive setup at the same time. Oh my, there's no recovery frames. BRKRDAVE just partying right now in neutral, and all of a sudden you hesitated, SOLSTICE. You hesitated for a second, you lost the round.
Yeah, I mean, that was, by SOLSTICE, that was a great series of answers. Checked the jump super twice, had an answer both times. Getting that sword throw was absolutely disgusting, but again, this is why people hate Ramble Labs. When you get these setups, it is so difficult to get out. And then you can add in...
Here we go!
Oh, she has a kit. Like, it's just not all that Ramlethal is capable of. Ramlethal is capable of so much more. And when you get these good Ramlethals who have, you know, the bread and butter sword combos down, they start to set up more complicated ones. You know, Cat Scratch, Stand K, 6P, great options to stop the approach of said rush down character.
Right. Not to mention just how well BRKRDAVE's been trying to handle the situation, but every option that he's tried so far has eventually been called out.
No way
Even the super has been called out now. What options do you have left, Dave, that work? You're down 2-0. What do you do?
I mean, that was a huge desperation super. Wanted to catch SOLSTICE being greedy, and SOLSTICE hasn't been greedy. Hasn't made a lot of crazy choices. Has pretty much played things, you know, on reaction. I mean,
my goodness.
When you're Dave looking for answers at the bottom of a health bar, what do?
Apparently grab as we go into a red RC. Wall break. Barely caught it. Positive bonus. Where it gets a little spooky. The air super attempt again, dust, and all of a sudden, Dave is back in it. First on the table.
Time that air super has landed. Every time SOLSTICE has been had the backdash, so it was a good choice to use it when, you know, there was clear recovery frames coming off the 2S, but Cat Scratch.
Cat Scratch. Look at the risk! Look at
so
the
good.
risk was half filled just from those JAPs. I can't believe it.
It makes so many of her options hard to deal with. When you think about the fact that you want to jump on her, you want to get above these big normals.
A sliver. A sliver left for Dave. This is your chance.
No.
Make or break 2D.
No. Still not enough.
Not enough, but this is the opportunity he
SOLSTICE
needs.
has burst. You have to bait this burst.
Woo! FD or death! FD or death! The positive bonus barely keeping Dave alive right now, but it's not enough.
Cat Scratch, greatest Ramlethal
That
button.
was so terrifying to watch. You can just watch the meter just going whip, 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 as he's FDing every single move, and positive bonus is barely keeping him alive, but it's just not gonna be enough. As he said, yeah, Cat Scratch, just check with it all day. Why not?